حي على الفلاح.
Prophet Danyal was a prophet of the children of Israel and of the generation of Dawud alayhi salam. Jerusalem had fallen into the power of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Young Israelites of noble and royal family, without physical defect, versed in wisdom and competent, were to serve in the palace of the king, are taken to Babylon to be taught the literature and language of that nation. Among them are Danyal and his three companions. Danyal, who was already an accomplished scholar, achieved remarkable proficiency and expertise in many disciplines, along with his three companions. Danyal and his three companions refused to touch the royal food and wine. Their overseer fears for his life in case the health of his charges deteriorates. But Danyal suggests a trial, and the four emerge healthier than their counterparts from 10 days of consuming nothing but vegetables and water. They are allowed to continue to refrain from eating the king's food, and to Danyal, Allah gives him insight into visions and dreams. According to Isra'il narrations, Nebuchadnezzar had a strange dream. When he wakes up, he realizes that the dream has some important message, so he consults his wise men. Wary of their potential to fabricate an explanation, the king refuses to tell the wise men what he saw in his dream. Rather, he demands that his wise men tell him what the content of the dream was, and then interpret it. When the wise men protest that this is beyond the power of any man, he sentences all to death. Danyal and his friends who were in jail heard about it. The jailer loved Danyal for his virtues. Danyal said to the jailer, "You have been kind to me. The ruler has had a dream. Guide him to me so that I will interpret his dream." The jailer went to Nebuchadnezzar and told him all about it. The ruler said, "Bring him to me." Needless to say that no one went to him without prostrating to him. When they brought Danyal to him, he stood before him without making prostration. Nebuchadnezzar said, "What kept you from prostrating to me?" Danyal said, "There is a Lord for me who has given me knowledge and wisdom, bidding me not to prostrate to anyone but to him. Therefore, I feared to make prostration to others lest he might take away my knowledge and ruin me." When Danyal was in the presence of the ruler Nebuchadnezzar, he said to him, "The secret which the king has demanded, the wise men, the astrologers, the magicians, and the soothsayers cannot declare to the king. But there is a God in heaven who reveals secrets, and he has made known to King Nebuchadnezzar what will be in the latter days." Danyal then explained to the king, "You, O king, were watching, and behold, a great image. This image's head was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. You watched while a stone was cut out without hands, which struck the image on its feet of iron and clay and broke them in pieces. Then the iron, the clay, the bronze, the silver, and the gold were crushed together and became like chaff from the summer threshing floors. The wind carried them away so that no trace of them was found. And the stone that struck the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. This is the dream. Now we will tell the interpretation of it before the king. You, O king, are a king of kings, for the God of heaven has given you a kingdom, power, strength, and glory. And wherever the children of men dwell, or the beasts of the field and the birds of heaven, he has given them into your hand, and has made you ruler over them all. You are this head of gold. But after you shall arise another kingdom inferior to yours, then another, a third kingdom of bronze, which shall rule over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be as strong as iron, inasmuch as iron breaks in pieces and shatters everything. And like iron that crushes, that kingdom will break in pieces and crush all the others. Whereas you saw the feet and toes, partly of potter's clay and partly of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, yet the strength of the iron shall be in it, just as you saw the iron mix with ceramic clay. And as the toes of the feet were partly of iron and partly of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly fragile. As you saw iron mixed with ceramic clay, they will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not adhere to one another, just as iron does not mix with clay. In the days of these kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Inasmuch as you saw that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and it broke in pieces the iron, the bronze, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God has made known to the king what will come to pass after this. The dream is certain, and its interpretation is sure. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face, prostrated before Danyal, and commanded that they should present an offering and incense to him. The king answered Danyal and said, "Truly your God is the God of gods, the Lord of kings, and the revealer of secrets, since you could reveal this secret." Nebuchadnezzar acknowledges the supremacy of Danyal's God, raises Danyal over all his wise men, and places Danyal and his companions over the province of Babylon. After the death of Nebuchadnezzar, King Darius elevates Danyal to high office. The other officials did not like Danyal and did not want him in charge, so they devised a way to get rid of Danyal. These men knew that Danyal served Allah. They told King Darius to make a new law in which people could worship and pray to only the king, and if they worshipped or prayed to other gods, they would be thrown into the den of lions. Danyal continues to pray 3 times a day to Allah towards Jerusalem. He is accused, and King Darius, forced by his own decree, throws Danyal into the lion's den. Yet the lions did not pounce at him. Rather, he remained as Allah wished. When then he desired for food and drink, Allah revealed to Prophet Irmiah, who was in Shem, Palestine, Syria, "Prepare food and drink for Danyal." He said, "O Lord, I am in Jerusalem, while Danyal is in Babylon, Iraq." Allah revealed to him, "Do what I have commanded you to do, and I shall send you one who will carry you and what you have prepared." Irmiah did so, and Allah sent him something that would carry him until he arrived at the brink of the pit. Then Danyal asked, "Who is this?" He answered, "I am Irmiah." He asked, "What brought you?" He answered, "Your Lord sent me to you." He said, "And so my Lord has remembered me?" He said, "Yes." Danyal said, "Praise be to Allah, who has never forgotten me, and praise be to Allah, who never forgets those who appeal to him, and praise be to him who compensates good with good, rewards patience with safety, dispels harm after distress, assures us when we are overwhelmed, and is our hope when skill fails us." Abu al-A'la said, "When Tastar was invaded, we found in the treasure house of Al-Harmazan a bed on which lay a dead man with a holy script at his bedside. We took the scripture to Umar ibn al-Khattab. He called Ka'b and he translated it into Arabic, and I was the first Arab to read it. I read it as I read the Quran. Here, I, Khalid ibn Dinar, said to Abu al-A'la, 'What was in it?' He said, 'Life history, annals, songs, speech, and what is to come.' I asked, 'What did you do with the man?' We dug in the river bank 13 separate graves. At nightfall, we buried him and leveled all the graves in order to mislead people, for they would tamper with him. I asked, 'And what did they want from him?' He said, 'When the sky was cloudless for them, they went out with his bed, and it rained.' I asked, 'Who do you think the man was?' He said, 'A man called Danyal.' I asked, 'Did not anything change on him?' He said, 'No, except for the hairs of his face, beard, and mustache. The skin of the prophets is not harmed by the earth, nor devoured by hyenas.' It was narrated with the correct citation that his nose was 1 span, 9 inches long. Anas ibn Malik, with a good citation, said that his nose was an arm stretch long, 2 feet. Ibn Abu Dunya reported from Abu Bilal that Abu Musa found with Danyal a holy script in a container in which were dirhams, his ring and ointment. He wrote to Umar, who replied, 'Send the scripture to us. Send some of the ointment. Tell the Muslims who are with you to use it. Share the dirhams among them, and leave the ring for you. Abu Bakr ibn Abu Dunya related, without citation, that when Abu Musa was told that he was Danyal, he stayed with him, embraced him, and kissed him. Then he wrote to Umar that he found with him nearly 10,000 dirhams. It used to be that people came to borrow from it, and if they did not return it, they became sick. Umar ordered his burial in a grave to be kept secret, and the money to be sent to the treasury, with the box and the ring, a gift to him, Abu Musa. It is related of Abu Musa that he told 4 of the captives to dam the river and dig a grave in the middle, where he buried him. Ibn Abu Dunya also reported by a chain of citations that a ring was seen on the hand of Ibn Abu Barda, Ibn Abu Musa. The gem was carved with 2 lions with a man between them, whom they were licking. Abu Barda said, "This is the ring of that man whom the people of this town say is Danyal." Abu Musa took it the day he was buried. He learned people of the town told Abu Musa that soothsayers and astrologers told the king in Danyal's time that a boy would be born who would destroy him and his kingdom. So the king swore to slay all the boys, except that they threw Danyal in the lion's den. And the lion and lioness began to lick him and did not harm him. His mother came and took him. Abu Musa said, and so Danyal carved his image and the image of the 2 lions into the gem of his ring, for him not to forget Allah's blessings upon him in this.